So it has just gone 5 a.m. Thursday the 30th of April. Vehicles loaded up, ready to hit the road. We are going to the annual Simola Hillclimb in Knysna. Now what's really cool about this little trip is Canon is actually dropping 2 new products, and we're going to get to test it out at the Hillclimb event. And I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Okay, so got those Canon products right over here in the background, if you can see. So let's have a look at what they are. So this is a lens that is very clearly aimed at a video-centric crowd. Let me explain that. So firstly, the size that we're working with here. Nice and compact, extremely lightweight, so it makes it perfect for mounting onto a gimbal. As you zoom and focus, the lens size doesn't change. Obviously, there's minimal shifts inside with the optics, but again, very, very small, light optics being used here, so not going to impact a gimbal particularly. Now for that power zoom functionality. Your zoom ring over here, not a physical zoom ring, not attached to anything. Feels a little bit strange in the beginning, but actually, once you kind of forget that it's digital, it just kind of works. What is very nice about it though is there's a little switch here, a power zoom or a manual zoom switch. And if you flick that, you go over into power zoom. And now you have traditional wide and tele control. Amazing for when you want to do a slow zoom in or a slow zoom out, even controllable from your gimbal, obviously now with your, Canon cameras that offers that very, very handy little unit here. And again, you focus on that idea that you can have it mounted onto a gimbal and have that level of freedom. In that sense, again, is an f4 the end of the world to have? No, I'm perfectly happy with having an f4 optic, with a 20 to 50 kind of focal range to work with. It's nice and versatile, but again, there are going to be limitations to get to this kind of size. But I think you have enough here to have a very, very interesting little lens. And if you look at this along with the R6V that's being released at the same time, couple those two together and you kind of really see where Canon is heading with this release cycle, giving those videographers, those content creators, giving them exactly what they want. Now, what would I shoot with a lens like this? Well, if you think about it, a 20 to 50 mm on a full frame camera, you have a decent bit of width to it, and then you punch into that kind of like standard 50mm type of range. So in my mind, immediately I'm thinking travel content, think even live streaming events, you're recording a podcast or something, perfect type of lens for that. I would even consider something like this as my fly cam if I'm doing weddings or corporate events, because you have just enough range so that you're not in someone's face with it, with that 50mm, and you have the width to do a bit of group work, a bit of general scene work, a bit of landscape, a nice and versatile option to consider. And I think for a lot of content creators, that's important these days. If you look at kind of the range, especially that Canon offers you right now, you're going to look at something like a 24 to 70 2.8. That's big, it's bulky, and it's an expensive lens, no matter how you look at it. This kind of thing is just enough. 20 to 50mm, perfectly good range. You'll see from the footage that we're showing you at an event like this at Simola, it's perfect. You're in the garages, you're getting nice up close, you can punch in a bit to the guys working in the engines, doing things on the cars. You've got that width when you want to go a little bit wider and track your shots out. Just a nice overall focal length to work with, which I wasn't expecting. The last thing to touch on here is, of course, the output quality that you get. And yes, no surprise, there's a red ring on this thing. It's an L series Canon lens. Yeah, it's good. It's sharp, it's crisp. Your edge-to-edge sharpness is great. There's minimal fall off. I'm not really picking up any vignetting in the corners either. It is a good, solid performing lens. Overall, I'm super happy with the quality that I'm getting out of it. That's what you expect when you're buying Canon L series glass, especially in this generation with the RF mount. I haven't seen them miss yet, and this might be another hit, especially if it comes in at the right price. And though this might not be the most amazing lens ever made, I think it's kind of cool. have enough here to have a very, very interesting little lens. And if you look at this along with the R6V that's being released at the same time, couple those two together and you kind of really see where Canon is heading with this release cycle, giving the